Okay, Rebels, this video is brought to you by You've Been Attacked. The latest t-shirt design has the map of America with a explosion with the COVID virus on top, and boycott China. The front is standard patriotism, the new counterculture. All right, Rebels, on to the briefing. All right, Rebels, today's briefing is from the Gateway Pundit and will include a short gripe about them at the end. Today's title is Betsy DeVos Blocks Emergency Aid for Undocumented Students. It is by Brock Simmons, Simmons, published April 22nd. Let's get into the article. There's Betsy. Trump's Secretary of the Department of Education, Betsy DeVos, announced on Tuesday that undocumented students will not be eligible for emergency aid. Many of these students are from the DACA program and are, for some reason, eligible for all sorts of student aid. Politico reports. The Trump administration on Tuesday prohibited undocumented college students from receiving emergency federal cash assistance for expenses like food, childcare, and housing. Actually, for anything. If they're denied the aid, they're denied the aid. Think about it, guys. The economic rescue law passed by Congress gives $6 billion to colleges to dole out to students for expenses stemming from the disruption on campuses caused by the pandemic. But Education Department officials in new guidance said the money can go only to students who qualify for federal financial aid, U.S. citizens, and some legal permanent residents. That prevents undocumented students from accessing the money, although the law includes no explicit restrictions on which students could receive the emergency grants. The group that won't receive assistance includes hundreds of thousands of members of the Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which has provided work authorization and deportation protections for undocumented people who were illegally brought to the United States as children or overstayed a visa. The Supreme Court is considering whether the program should continue and is expected to issue a decision by June. The policy says that students must have filed a free application for federal student aid, or at least be eligible to file the form, known as the FAFSA, in order to be eligible for the emergency aid. Undocumented students are not eligible for most types of financial aid provided by the federal government, though they qualify for assistance under some state-based financial aid programs. Of course, liberal heads are exploding as Daily Kos spins it. Education Secretary and AstroTurf protester backer Betsy DeVos has gone out of her way to block deferred action for childhood arrivals, DACA recipients, and other undocumented students from emergency pandemic funding the department received. Politico reports that $6 billion is intended to assist students with expenses like childcare and housing. But Education Department officials in new guidance said the money can go only to students who qualify for federal financial aid, U.S. citizens, and some legal permanent residents. Luz Chavez Gonzalez, a junior at Trinity Washington University, said DeVos's cruel move affects her entire family. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, I've become the sole provider of my household since my parents and younger siblings lost their jobs, she said in a statement received by Daily Kos. We've had to cut back and budget on essential items. DACA allows me to work And with the health crisis and the uncertainty of an upcoming DACA Supreme Court ruling, my family could lose their only source of income. Education advocates like National Education Association slammed the department's guidance, calling it a heartless decision and continued agenda of division, xenophobia, and scapegoating of immigrants. Not immigrants, these are illegal aliens. These are criminals. Much of the nation is on pause right now as a matter of public health, but if there's one thing the Trump administration won't halt right now, it's being hateful. Common Dreams also put their own spin on the story. Immigrant rights groups on Wednesday condemned the Trump administration's decision to block undocumented students from a $6 billion aid program that the Education Department unveiled earlier this month, calling the exclusion needlessly cruel. Vanita Gupta, president of the Leadership Council on Civil and Human Rights, called the move cruel and outrageous. I'm not going to reread that. The Education Department's new rule is issued 2 months before the U.S. Supreme Court is expected to hand down a ruling on whether the DACA program should continue. As Cristina Jimenez, co-founder of youth-led immigrant rights group United We Dream, wrote on social media, DeVos's guidance is just one of several attacks on immigrants. No, on criminals. By the Trump administration since the coronavirus pandemic began. Just today, this is from a tweet, Trump announces immigration order to suspend green cards impacting millions. DeVos bars undocumented students from emergency aid. Congress agrees on another stimulus that includes immigrants in a pandemic. Not immigrants, criminals. Yep, this is what it's like to be an criminal under Trump. And this is where I'm going to gripe a little bit about the Gateway Pundit. I do like the Gateway Pundit. A lot of my videos are based on their reporting. But come on, guys, why do you keep giving the haters the last word? DACA is deferred action, not never action. These people are criminals. The fact that it was their parents who caused their criminal lifestyle doesn't stop them from being criminals. There, I feel better. All right, rebels, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You have been briefed. Go forth and speak freely.